CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Miriam Valdez-Carletti.
Good evening. Heavy rain in the city is creating traffic tie-ups with flooding on the Yellowhead. Yellowhead Trail westbound is closed from 97th Street to 124th Street. This happened at about 3:15 this afternoon, just as rush hour was getting underway. A part of 97th Street and 121st Street north of the Yellowhead has also shut down. Edmonton police say drivers can expect delays in the area. Alberta's mountain communities are feeling the impact of the wet weather, and Banff, melting snowpack and heavy rainfall have shut down a playground and several trails, but the area not under a provincial flood watch. It's a similar scene in Canmore. CTV's Tyler Barrow took a trip down.
Throughout the town site of Banff, the wet weather has taken its toll. Trails along the Bow River are closed. A playground area has been flooded and is temporarily taped off. The Bow Falls are thundering with the increased precipitation coupled with the melted snowpack. Seen here, Cascade Mountain has 2 waterfalls flowing. Normally, it's just 1. The area did recently receive more snow at higher elevations, which is good.
The snowpacks acted like a giant sponge and held a lot of that rain back. Colder snow building up on top of that melted snowpack. So that's pretty well stopped snowmelt in its tracks.
The town is not under a provincial flood watch. For these visitors from Virginia, the weather is a letdown.
We weren't expecting it to rain like every day. We were expecting sunny weather.
But the Brits aren't bitter.
You put up with the dreariness because you're used to it.
It's quite pleasant actually. This is the same stuff we get.
In Canmore, it is puddle-palooza. Throughout the town, water is spilling onto streets. For a municipality that experienced disastrous flooding back in 2013, this is nothing like it.
2013, it was a really heavy and intense rainfall. The rainfall here started off pretty light. This morning was probably the worst of it.
But the 10 to 20 millimeters a day, enough to flood basements. This one was flooded on Friday. Tenant Cadence Garrison is using a sub pump to get it out.
Definitely stressful, especially with like the electricity going and just sometimes like things coming up and not knowing exactly what to do right away.
The flooding has forced the Three Sisters campground to close temporarily. Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Canmore.
In Calgary, the fire department is warning people to be careful on and near the Bow and Elbow rivers. While the rainfall is nowhere near the devastating levels seen in 2013, water levels are rising and the river speed is well beyond safe levels. Boat advisories are in place while bridge underpasses and low-lying pathways are closed. Some neighborhoods have also seen power lines go down. Commuters in a southeast Edmonton neighborhood can loosen the grip on their steering wheels. Following immediate backlash, the city has removed a 4-way stop that was slowing down traffic, in some cases quadrupling drive times. CTV's Jeremy Thompson has the story.
Waiting for a train to cross Maple Road is a regular part of life for people who live in the Maple neighborhood in southeast Edmonton. Last Friday, the line of cars got longer for a new reason. A 4-way stop intended to allow safer turns onto the main road also led to major delays.
To get home, which is otherwise a 5 to 8 minute drive for me, took literally 40 minutes. No kidding.
This is where traffic backs up on its way to the 4-way stop at 12th Street. Since Maple Road is the only paved access into the neighborhood, the delays impacted virtually everyone who lives here. Many people were moved to action.
I got hundreds of emails. I'm glad that residents reached out to me. I was able to connect with our Safe Mobility team first thing this morning.
By early afternoon, city workers were removing the stop signs from Maple Road to the delight of drivers.
They are removing the stop sign!
Thank God! Thank God! Yay! Thank God, man. It's crazy.
Over the weekend, Councillor Joanne Wright reminded residents about another route into the neighborhood. West Railway Street does link up with 17th a bit further south. It's also gravel, which Wright says needs to change in light of the stop sign debacle.
I'd like to see West Railway Street at least paved, maybe not up to urban standards, but let's just get a, slap a layer of asphalt on there so you don't have the washboard gravel road.
That would require funding from the city's already strained finances, likely a decision left to budget talks in the fall. In the meantime, traffic is flowing freely again on Maple Road. though some drivers now need a gentle reminder not to stop. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Single-lane closures have begun on the Dawson Bridge as part of rehabilitation work. Traffic is reduced to a single lane on the bridge for the next 2 weeks. There are also several full bridge closures scheduled this month. That includes overnight from June 12th into June 13th and the entire weekends of June 19th and June 26th. The city says the goal is to have construction on the bridge complete by the end of this summer. A new program in Edmonton aims to turn underused churches into affordable housing. The Edmonton Community Foundation has partnered with the city on a $2 million grant program. Eligible organizations can get up to $135,000 to help with the cost of planning. The city says those early costs can be a major barrier for groups looking to develop affordable housing.
The long-term impact on a community is so positive, as well as the impact to the people that reside in it. So to see funding coming out to do more of these projects and explore this further is just so substantial.
Mayor Andrew Knack says the program could help unlock new affordable housing opportunities across the city. Edmonton is kicking off Seniors Week with a celebration focused on bringing generations together. The Edmonton Age-Friendly Alliance and Seniors Coordinating Council hosted an event at City Hall this morning. Students and seniors took part in performances, storytelling, and an exhibition featuring portraits made by local high school students.
We gained a lot of insightful wisdom, as well as we got to learn about the legacy that our senior had in her life, and then we got to learn from her experiences, and she got to give us some wisdom, and it was amazing to hear what she had and what she's done.
Organizers say these projects help to build meaningful relationships while giving younger and older Edmontonians a chance to learn from one another. Ottawa is providing money to local organizations to help get Indigenous kids and teens into sports. Canada's Secretary of State for Sport took to the turf today to play soccer with some local athletes. Adam Van Coverden says more than $1 million will be spent on 3 local groups. The Indigenous Sport Council of Alberta says this money will help more people access its programs.
One of the things that we always hear is sport saves lives. And when I think about our Indigenous youth, and I think about myself even growing up in community and how, sport was a huge impact on my life and helped keep me from spaces that weren't healthy. I think about how important it is for all of our Indigenous youth to be able to have those opportunities.
The other Edmonton groups sharing in the grant are Creating Hope Society and Tribal Chiefs Ventures Incorporated. Taste of Edmonton is giving us a look at this year's entertainment lineup. Headliners include Econoline Crush, 5440, and Tyler Shaw. All performances are free to attend. Taste of Edmonton runs Thursday, July 16th through Saturday, the 25th. Premier Danielle Smith says Alberta separating from Canada would cost hundreds of billions of dollars, with that number likely to go up. Smith's government is planning to put out a costing document before August to determine the full price tag of Alberta becoming its own country. CTV's Tyson Fedor reports.
Premier Danielle Smith says Alberta would need to assess almost everything found at a national level to determine a financial cost to separation.
We now have a 5% NATO commitment. We've never had a national defense before. What would that cost? That's about $25 billion. We'd have to take over OAS and child tax benefit, probably another $10 or $15 billion. We'd have to set up the infrastructure for CPP and EI.
The UCP government says Alberta's share of the national debt is around $170 billion with $10 billion annual interest payments. The Premier says the cost will be enormous if Albertans vote to start the process of leaving Confederation.
I think it's responsible for us to be very forthright about the costs associated with what it is that is being proposed here, so people can make an informed decision.
Alberta Finance Minister Jason Nixon is expected to have a cost analysis sometime this summer ahead of October's referendum. Next month, one prominent pro-separatist promises to release a white paper outlining the policy and finances of independence. On her radio show over the weekend, Smith says she takes the separatists at their word, at least in terms of petition support, even though 301,000 signatures have not been validated by Elections Alberta. It comes as the organization says there has been misunderstanding and misinformation around Thomas Luke Kazak's Forever Canadian petition, which asked Albertans if they want to remain in Canada.
There was no clear idea of what no meant. The referendum question proposed was, do you want to remain in Canada, yes or no? And so we had to do some work on defining what no meant.
Elections Alberta says in a statement that the proposal put forward by Thomas the Kazakh did not seek to amend the Constitution or propose new legislation. The only available option for the initiative was a policy proposal.
The Premier is trying really hard to appease the separatists, and she's putting us through a $90 million exercise that is going to divide this province and detract from investment in this province.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The province has released government-set prices for some surgeries as it pilots its new funding model. Patient-focused funding began last month at 12 hospitals in Alberta, including the Royal Alex, Misericordia, and Grey Nuns Hospital. Rather than using blanket budgets, the province will fund hospital operators based on the number and type of procedures they perform. The new model applies to knee, hip, and cataract replacements and select shoulder procedures. Premier Danielle Smith says the model will drive costs down by fostering competition between public and private surgical providers. Friends of Medicare says it would rather the province focus on reducing wait times.
We should be having a conversation about using our public hospitals, operating rooms, and workforce to get surgeries that are needed done on time. And instead, it's these market-based solutions around vouchers and funding and so on, rather than a conversation about our public hospitals.
The surgeries are all still publicly funded. The province says it will monitor readmission rates to ensure quality of care doesn't decline. After more than 2 years of labor disputes, postal workers have a new tentative agreement with Canada Post. The union, representing about 55,000 workers, says it voted more than 85% in favor of the 5-year deal, which includes wage increases in the first 2 years. In a statement, Canada Post thanked Canadians and businesses for their patience over the last 2 years of labor strife, saying the Crown Corporation will work hard to regain their trust. Tens of thousands of ACE recipients are finding out if they'll soon be transitioned to a new program. The province says the Alberta Disability Assistance Program, known as ADAP, is intended to expand work opportunities while maintaining essential supports. Opponents say it will lead people further into poverty. CTV's Nirman Issa reports.
To expect that 40 or 50,000 people are going to be able to find jobs instantly is ridiculous and dangerous.
The NDP is once again calling on the province to reverse a decision it says is going to affect thousands of disabled Albertans. Starting July 1st, more than half of all ACE recipients will be transitioned to ADAP. The NDP was joined by 2 disability advocates today who say the changes are causing confusion and fear.
People are telling us they do not know how they are going to survive this transition. Some are in crisis.
People on ACE are now getting letters letting them know if they are being moved.
We could face a 12% reduction in our income, which could force us to forego prior financial commitments, possibly face bankruptcy, and leave us with no choice but to move in with family.
It's been a long day and a past few months for Daryl Leary and Deborah Strobel. The common law couple is being transitioned to ADAP.
I mean, you're going to lose hundreds of dollars a month. I mean, that's really unfair pressure to put on people.
The province says ADAP will help people enter the workforce without being penalized for going over a certain income level. It says they will receive customized one-on-one support and access to resources needed to gain new skills for the workplace.
It's not like I don't want to work. I can't work. I can't stand long. I can't sit long. I can't walk with weight.
If people disagree with being moved to ADAP, they can appeal and the cost of one medical reassessment will be covered. About 30,000 Albertans receiving ACE will not be transitioned to ADAP, including those with profound developmental disabilities and people 60 years of age or older. Nirman Issa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Coming up next, what a food bank report says about affordability across Canada. Also just ahead, a unique way students are preparing for exams.
With all the activities, it makes you more involved with it, so then it sticks into your brain a bit more.
Good evening, folks. It was another cool and soggy day today. All told, about 50 to 80 millimeters of rain so far in the Edmonton area since it all began. And there's more on the way before it's all said and done with. 10 degrees today, and we'll be in the same ballpark tomorrow. And again, wind will be a bit of a factor. Big improvements by Wednesday, Thursday. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Food Banks Canada is calling for major changes to employment insurance programs. The recommendation is part of the group's annual poverty report cards. As CTV's Garrett Barry reports, it says more Canadians are falling through the cracks of a system that hasn't kept up with the times.
Stocking these shelves and keeping them full has suddenly become a difficult task for Leslie Burgess and her staff at this downtown St. John's food bank.
We're running out of supplies before the end of the week, whereas, we used to be able to plan, and there's really no way to plan anymore.
Things were pretty stable last year, but now demand has jumped 20% compared to last spring.
It seems like we're every day in an emergency situation.
And at this food bank, like so many others across the country, when demand goes up, donations go down.
Working families are feeling the pinch, donating less and now needing more.
Because their rent is too high and groceries are too expensive and now gas is too expensive.
Not just here, but across the country. That's part of the reason why Food Banks Canada is renewing its call for big changes to the employment insurance program.
We're seeing more people with part-time, casual, or precarious jobs who are struggling to make ends meet, access our services, and they're not covered by the current system.
Gig workers like Uber Eats drivers are falling through the cracks. That's according to Richard Matern, research director at Food Banks Canada, who says payments should be raised and it should be easier for gig and part-time workers to qualify.
We are seeing many people with full-time work as well who are contending with the rising costs of living because their wages aren't rising fast enough.
More benefits for workers would surely help here in St. John's. Leslie Burgess says many of her clients are right now holding on until the first part of the new grocery and essentials benefit comes through on Friday. Garrett Barry, CTV News, St. John's.
That one-time benefit should hit the bank accounts of eligible Canadians this Friday. It ranges from between $267 to $717, depending on the number of children. It will replace the current GST credit system. Anyone eligible for that credit should be eligible for the new benefit. Some grade 8 students in Sherwood Park are going back in time to prepare for final exams. As CTV's Curtis Goodrum reports, the medieval experience is thanks to a dedicated teacher and a team of volunteers.
Games played over cups of makeshift mead. Student warriors in heated battle, earning a fortune on luck. It may appear to be a medieval town, but this is a school. The event is known as the Thirsty Games, named for a science unit project about building a water filter. Now 10 years later, it represents a full day of adventure.
Everything that the kids have learned about throughout the year, in some way, shape, or form, are represented in a variety of challenges, puzzles, riddles, things they have to build.
Scott Hebert spends hundreds of hours every year preparing for the games, which cover almost every subject. He says it allows students to practice for exams in a different way.
And it shows them practical applications of the science, language, arts, math, social, whatever that they're learning, and how it can be seen and viewed in the real world.
So there was 600 plus 200.
This is something fun, so I think that this will help me and a lot of other people study a lot.
Students meet in the morning with their groups, then set out to complete 22 challenges.
I remember when I was in grade 6, I went outside and everything was here, and I was like, yo, this is so cool.
It's like the highlight. Everybody in grade 8 is talking about it, so now that I'm in grade 8, I just want to do it because it's all the hype.
The Thirsty Games also helps with critical thinking. Each student has their favorite.
The throwing knives and stuff, because me and my friends, we were just missing the target over and over.
With all the activities, it makes you more involved with it, so then it sticks into your brain a bit more. We got to dissect an eye earlier. That was really cool.
Hebert says students that struggle in the classroom tend to see a boost after the games.
I see kind of an increase anywhere from 5 to 10% year over year.
Proving year over year, this event is worth all his work. Curtis Goodrum, CTV News, Edmonton.
After the break, a local acrobatic group performs on the biggest stage yet.
It came like really fast, and it was just like, it was kind of like a fever dream.
Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
Welcome back. Not just wet and windy, cool today. 8 degrees this morning, pretty close to average. Look at the daytime high was only 11 degrees off the average high for this time of year. We're back to about 20 or 21, it looks like, by Thursday. So another 10 or 11 degree day tomorrow, and then into the mid-teens, it looks like, on Wednesday. You've got some more waves of rain making their way through overnight and through the early morning hours tomorrow. Kind of breaks down, though, late in the day tomorrow. Chances of some scattered showers in parts of central and north central Alberta. Maybe a little bit steadier up around Fort McMurray. And then even there, starts to ease late in the day. Wednesday, cloudy with a few sunny breaks finally appearing through the afternoon hours. 9 degrees in Fort McMurray, 8 for Grand Prairie and Red Deer tomorrow morning. We'll be around 8 degrees as well here in the city. Daytime highs, about 11 or 12 degrees. Fort McMurray, 14 for Cold Lake. You're up in the 20s today in the northwest. Peace River high level in the 20s again tomorrow, close to 20 for Grand Prairie. 10 in Red Deer with some steadier rain through the first half of the day. That should break down late in the day, 13 in Lloydminster, and mid-teens and cloudy skies into Jasper. So we'll call it a 70% chance of showers. It's about a 70% chance in the morning, more like a 40% chance in the afternoon. Gusts to about 30 kilometers per hour. 16 with some sunny breaks in the afternoon hours Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I know there's a chance of some showers. It's not going to be anything like what we had yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Most of the daytime hours should be quite nice. Temperatures will be around 20 or into the low 20s. And then late in the day, you get a chance of some scattered showers or thunderstorms. Long range forecast. Yeah, more low to mid 20s returning by next week. So another soggy, cool, and breezy day tomorrow, but gradually things start to improve and get a little bit warmer by the middle to the end of this week. That is your forecast.
While the Edmonton International Cat Fest may be over, there are still plenty of opportunities to adopt a feline friend. The event over the weekend celebrated all things cat-related. There is entertainment for the cats themselves, including yoga and other activities. Second Chance Animal Rescue Society used the festival to spread awareness about their work, providing adoption opportunities. Since 2014, the Edmonton Cat Festival has raised $187,000 for local rescues. A group of Edmonton acro performers will be featured on America's Got Talent, airing tomorrow night. As CTV's Amanda Anderson reports, it's the first time the group has performed together and in front of such a large audience.
When these girls got involved in acro, they never imagined where it would take them.
It came like really fast, and it was just like, it was kind of like a fever dream. Like, it was just like really exciting and cool.
20 girls between the ages of 7 and 21, known as the Supernova Acro Crew, put together an audition tape for America's Got Talent.
And they said, yes, we want to see this act, we want to see you. So we flew down in March and went in front of the judges in the theater on the biggest stage that we have ever been on and ever will be on, I'm sure.
An audition that will be featured on the show's premiere episode Tuesday night.
You got this. Cool experience to do with like a team. And yeah, it was just very cool and exciting.
5, 6, 7, 8.
They gave a performance that made their coach proud.
To be on that stage with that kind of pressure, there was thousands of people in the audience. It was loud. You've got these 3 famous judges right in front of you. You know, they're used to doing these small dance competitions in Edmonton or Calgary, you know, and this was a big deal. But they handled the pressure like absolute pros.
I was really nervous, but like I had so much fun with everyone, and they're like basically all like my family, so I loved it.
They can't say much about their routine just yet, but they did say they weren't alone during their performance.
There has been lots of acro acro dance and dance teams and these things on America's Got Talent. So we had to come up with something different and unique to make a statement, and that's what you'll see tomorrow.
Tickets are still available for an early viewing party happening at the Blue Quill Community League tomorrow night. The episode airs on TV at 9 p.m., where you'll get to see if their performance was good enough to continue down the path to the finals. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
That's our show for this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good night.